YouTuber Simulator. Released by PewDiePie with Outer Mind Studio, this game was a pixel-style sim where you build your own YouTube empire. It's been a while since I've touched this game, and before you call me weird, yes, my studio in-game currently looks like a demonic summoning room. But hear me out, Tuber Simulator has a room contest, and I think the last one I participated in was a Halloween event, so I wasn't going through some dark edgy theme phase. I scrolled through my old videos and found a banger titled Go Gamer Dies from Exercise. What type of videos was I making back then, and why are we releasing a part 5 video on that? I explored some of my other old rooms, checked out the latest room contest, and realized there's a whole meme contest now. Me when I relax. That's a good one. Honestly, this game was a great management simulator. You make videos, earn views, customize your room, and complete in decoration events. I just find the decoration contest to be so neat because one of the biggest parts of management simulator games is being able to customize your place with cool decors, and what better way to show it off than to flex it on the competition. Now, I would have given this game a perfect score if it weren't for the eagle screeching every 20 seconds. 4.5 stars. Is math related to science? Tiny Tower. Basically, you build a tower, fill it with shops and apartments, and little pixel people move in to live, work, and spend virtual money. I started out small with just a lobby and a basic apartment, but pretty soon I was unlocking cooler citizens, dressing them up with cute shark costumes, and working on expanding the place to become taller than the Burj Khalifa. It's super laid back, just tap, build, and vibe. 4.5 stars. Tiny Tower? I'd say it's pretty average. Alright, I forgot how much of a vibe this next game was. Smurfs Village. Originally released in 2010, this game came out during the rise of the village builder craze. But what made this one stand out to me was the art. I am a sucker for it, and this game just makes you feel like you're playing inside of a picture book. The story kicks off with Smurfs needing to build a new village after barely escaping Gargamel. We settled in a new area where we would need to set up farms, houses, and bakeries to attract all the Smurfs. On top of that, I love the cozy nature ambience. The soft winds, the birds, the insects chirping somewhere off screen made me feel at peace. I visited someone else's village and they had everything. I don't know how they can keep such a massive place like this hidden from Gargamel, but it allows you to appreciate the time that this person has put into the game. Overall though, this is genuinely such a great building / management game to lose yourself into, so 5 stars. It's smurfing good. This next game, I'm sure a lot of you guys can guess what it is by its signature jingle. It's Hay Day! Sorry to those who thought it was Clash of Clans, we'll get to that later in the video. Released in 2012, Hay Day was one of Supercell's earliest smash hits before Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and Brawl Stars took over the scene. But while the others were all about battling and raiding, Hay Day was all about vibing in the countryside, growing crops, raising chickens, and casually becoming one of the most downloaded farming games of all time. I jumped in and immediately remembered how satisfying it is to drag and plant the crops. It just feels so smooth and unique from other games' tap mechanics. I raised some chickens and had to fulfill some requests from the town bulletin board to make some money, and it's a slow start but it ramps up pretty fast once you expand your farm. The UI is clean, the animations are smooth, and the game is still being updated more than a decade later. Although I don't play as much Hay Day as religiously as I do with the other Supercell games, coming back to it in 2025, this is an S tier game. 4.7 stars. Great farming game. And that wraps up the building and management simulator category, where we ran towns, raised dragons, dressed up boutiques, and enjoyed the cozy vibes of the countryside. And in this section, there are 2 games that stood out the most, and those were The Sims and Smurfs Village. As someone who's a sucker for a good building sim, I genuinely think any of these games are worth checking out, but if you're looking to dive into it for the first time in 2025, these 2 still hold up beautifully. And now that we've managed empires and leveled up our virtual creatures, it's time to flush all that responsibility away, because next up is what I call the toilet / casual games category. Waiting for the bus, hiding in class, or sitting on the toilet, these were the games we opened up to get a short dopamine burst before TikTok became the go-to. Let's start off with a fun one. We've got Granny Smith. Now, I don't know what y'all know about Granny Smith, but this woman, she's built different. This isn't your sweet, slow knitting granny. No, this is a rollerblading, front flipping, apple defending weapon of destruction. The game is simple. A little thief is trying to steal Granny's prize apples, and your job is to roll, jump, and smash through walls like it's the X Games for seniors. What makes it unique is that it's not just another endless runner. You actually have to collect apples, nail landings, and pull off flips for higher scores to move on to the next level. It's goofy, smooth, and Granny's got moves. 4.5 stars. I enjoyed it way more than I should have. Next up, we have another beloved, Minion Rush. At first glance, it seems like another endless runner game, but plot twist, it's not infinite. Instead, each run has an objective that you have to complete. Collect a certain number of bananas, dodge X numbers of obstacles, etc. This is cool and all until you finish a run in like 30 seconds. I don't know how I feel about that. There's something satisfying about seeing how far you can go, such as in Jetpack Joyride, where it has the objective running in the background instead of cutting off the whole run short. Also, there were some ads after some rounds, and it's not overwhelming, but definitely didn't make up for the short ran experience. Overall, 3.5 stars. It's bananas. Okay, let's shift gears into something a little more cinematic. Vector. No, not that Vector. This one. The game opens with a cutscene about a dystopian society, mindless conformity, and one guy who says, "Nah, I'm good," and jumps out the window. You play as that guy sprinting, sliding, flipping, and wall jumping away through rooftops and fences to escape the guard that is chasing you. It's not your typical endless runner either, as there were levels each with its own layout and parkour flow. The visuals are a bit hard to see sometimes as you play as a black silhouette, but the movement animation was super smooth. It definitely gives the eerie dystopian feel. There were some ads, but they came at the right moments and not mid backflips, so it didn't kill the momentum. 4 stars. I hope the guy escapes. Now, the next game is an endless runner with a unique twist, Zombie Tsunami. You start out as one solo zombie sprinting through town, and with every terrified pedestrian you eat, your squad gets bigger. Before long, you've got a whole army of zombies chasing cars, flipping buses, and demolishing everything in your path. There are also power-ups you could grab along the way that transform your horde into flying zombies, giant zombies, ninja zombies, and more. The run ends when you run out of zombies. It's chaos, but surprisingly really fun, and yes, you can also customize your zombies with the coins you saved up. Overall, 4.5 stars. Highly recommend for anyone who's trying to start an apocalypse while pooping. Let's move into something a little less chaotic, Paper Toss. The game that made throwing trash into a bin as content. I launched it and immediately got hit with an ad before even playing. The gameplay, you just flick a piece of paper into the trash can while a fan messes with a shot. That's it. It gets pretty boring after a while, so I'm going to give it a 1 star. Paper tosses game into the trash. Next up is Gravity Guy, a game that I used to play on Miniclip, but it had a mobile version. It's another infinite runner, but instead of jumping, you're flipping through gravity. It's fast paced and kinda like Geometry Dash with checkpoints. The concept is solid, but the game is barely holding up in 2025. I'm glad there were checkpoints because the game was really laggy. I wanted to love it, I really did, but man, this game is still stuck in the past. 1.5 stars. Speaking of Geometry Dash, this game right here is so simple yet so soul crushing. You tap to jump, avoid spikes, fly a rocket ship, but each time you fail, you start all the way from the beginning, even if you are 90% of the way done. And somehow, failure makes the game even more addicting because with each failure, you become stronger. With each attempt, I adapt and I learn until I've memorized every tap to beat the level. I only finished the first 2 songs this time around, so I decided to jump straight to the last level. Did I beat it? No. Did it make me want to surpass my limits and become a Geometry Dash god? Maybe. It's frustrating, rewarding, and surprisingly addicting. 5 stars. Next up is an infinite runner that runs vertically instead of horizontally. That game is Ninja Jump Master. Dodging obstacles and slicing through enemies 3 times in a row, you get a little boost. Now let's talk about the important part. I got a high score of 32,000 and that made me rank 62 in the US somehow. Either this game is super dead or I'm just really good at the game. It's probably the former, but overall the game did seem a bit poorly optimized and there were a lot of ads, so 3 stars. Datebayo, as Naruto would say. Now here's a game that I wasn't expecting to like this much, Super Penguins. Like Temple Run, it's an infinite runner using tilt control. I normally don't like tilt control games, but this game made it feel good. I run around, slide through frozen landscapes, collect fish, and save my fellow penguins. The best part is, there were no annoying ads popping up every 5 seconds, just clean, straightforward gameplay. 4.5 stars. This next game is one that you'll find in many Dave & Buster's for some reason. It's the Modern Frogger Crossy Road. You try to cross the road trying to get as far as you can without getting ran over or dying. The funny thing is, when I played there was a Subway Surfer collab, and so I was basically just playing Subway Surfers but in Crossy Road.
Am I the a-hole for taking my girlfriend's lasagna home when she said I could?
I didn't know how to switch back to the normal game mode for the longest time, so I was stuck grinding coins on the train tracks. Eventually I figured it out and returned to the classic Crossy Road experience where I can unlock a whole set of different characters. The game is pretty addicting. I ended up playing for more than 20 minutes without realizing, so that's when you know a casual game is doing a good job. 4 stars. I know why the chicken crossed the road. When Flappy Bird came out, a bunch of copies of the game also released, and one that I played was Splashy Fish. It's quite literally Flappy Bird, but you play as a fish, but unlike Flappy Bird, there are cosmetics you can unlock in different game modes, so I guess it's slightly better. 3.2 stars. Now this next game unlocks something in me I forgot existed. Let's talk about Head Soccer. You move left and right, jump, kick, and most importantly unleash your character's absolute unbalanced ability, Power Shot. Now I was horrible at this game, but even after losing a match I just kept playing. Bro, this is such a hard game. I don't even know what's happening half the time. What the cutscene? That's illegal. Bro punched the ball with his hands. All I knew was I had to get the ball into the goalpost, and it was just ridiculously fun and addicting. I genuinely have to give it 5 stars. If losing this badly made me this happy, this game is doing something right. But this next game is addicting in a different way, Smash Hit. This game lets you throw metal balls at glass and it's oddly satisfying. You move forward automatically and your job is to smash the glass without running out of balls. Hitting crystals replenish your balls and smashing into glass makes you lose some. Now as a kid, this game was so hard for me and I'd always run out of balls super early, but now playing it again as an adult, I went the full 20 minutes without running out. The gameplay is smooth, the visuals are stunning, and the sound design is so hot. 5 stars. Talking about sound design, Piano Tiles was all about music and sound. I hopped into classic mode, ready to unleash my inner Beethoven, but it only lasted 8 seconds. The round ended so fast, I didn't even get a chance to think before I got hit with an ad that lasted 20 seconds. After that, I can't lie, the other modes did stimulate my brain. My eyes lock in, fingers start tapping, and I'm in a flow state where Piano Tiles were all that I focused on. Thankfully, the ads popped up every few rounds, which made it bearable, so the game is fun in quick bursts. 3 stars.